Hello and welcome back to Into the Cina-Verse. My name is Luca,
And my name is Nick.
and today we're going to review Miss Marvel. As I said in the opening sequence, today we're going to review Miss Marvel, the latest release on Disney+. The normal thing that we usually do, we're going to talk about the plot, the characters, our likes and dislikes, and at the end, we'll review some Easter eggs and the post-credit scene at the end. First off, the plot. Nick, what did you think about the plot?
I think the plot was quite a normal plot. However, I think it was a nice start to Miss Marvel. Though the one thing that I didn't like about the plot is that there were certain elements that they lacked. I felt there wasn't this transition of a superhero.
There wasn't a traditional hero's journey.
Even the struggle as a superhero, usually there's always that struggle that a superhero goes through that is conflicting with who they are. There wasn't that, I felt.
Me, overall, I enjoyed the plot. Now I get where you're coming from. I get what you're saying. I enjoyed how they introduced the character. I think she's a very beloved character when it comes to Marvel Comics, and she's a very influential character. I get why they wanted to make a Disney Plus show about Miss Marvel. They took a very simple approach, which I enjoyed. It was a new character. I enjoyed it overall. What I didn't enjoy, there was an overemphasis on like the struggle, Muslims and the rest of the world, which I get the message. It's a very important message.
It is a very important message
to input.
The fact that they overemphasize a lot about it. I'm not saying it's a bad message.
No, not at all.
They're trying to tell you rather than to show it to you. Showed it instead of telling you like, listen, you have to do better. I think it would have done a better job. When you emphasize a story that's supposed to be about a superhero on this matter too much, the story starts to sort of collapse a bit.
Like, there was another thing that they emphasize too much on history. Now I get it. History plays an important part in this series, especially with Kamala's family.
Yeah.
Like, her family is rooted into her origin story. Yeah. She is who she is because of her family. But especially when we got those flashback scenes, I felt like they were a little bit extra. All of this history,
it's getting too much now, and they were long. They weren't short.
Exactly, they weren't short. That time could have been given to Kamala Khan's character.
The villain, I didn't feel the villain was a villain.
There were the Jinn and the DOD, and a little bit of Kamran at the end.
But like even the Jinn, what's the woman's name? I forgot the mother.
I'm not going to try and pronounce it.
We will just put a picture. We just put a picture.
I'll probably offend someone by trying to pronounce
But
it.
like, even that transition, they did the same mistake that Batman vs Superman did, where literally Camilla just literally talked to her and she changed her mind entirely at that moment. This is not a good way of doing it. Even the villain like DOD, they're not really villains. They're like, you know, the super, like Spider-Man, like when it comes against the cops, for example. It felt like the main villain.
Crossing bid between Marvel and DC.
No, I like to.
No, I get I'm wearing a Batman shirt, but come on.
Why did you wear a Batman shirt?
All of my Marvel shirts were in the wash. Alright?
Luca.
You're not even wearing something that's relative.
No, okay, here's a point there. Here's a point.
Alright? I try every episode to come with something.
Listen.
Alright? If I don't have anything, I come with my Stranger Things t-shirt.
Listen, all my Marvel stuff are in the wash too, okay?
And I got my pops as well.
I only have a Batman pop.
Moving on to the characters, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Okay, as we know, she's the main protagonist.
Yeah.
And I want to just say one thing. Iman Vellani, the actress that plays Kamala Khan, perfect. And I saw videos of her. She just talks about Marvel all the time. Like she's a proper fangirl.
Okay. At least they brought someone who is an actual fan. Because I hate it when they bring people and they have no idea what's happening. They have no idea about Marvel.
You can see the dedication that she brings to the role of Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
Fun fact: this is her first ever role.
Really? And it's a big one. It's a big role.
It's a big one.
You don't get this opportunity like your first role to be in a big blockbuster film like this.
The series received favorable reviews, and most of the reviews were favorable because of her.
Yeah.
Bruno, we don't talk about.
Oh, what did you think? I really
I
enjoyed.
enjoyed his
I think he's
character.
my favorite.
I know, even
character.
me. Even me.
I
It's
enjoy-
between him and Kamala, to
To be honest, wait, I'm going to do this. I don't know why this is happening. I'm going to compare him. He is like the Ned to
what we're comparing
to Spider-Man. Okay, he's not a guy in a chair, but he does deal with
Well,
electronics.
And I'm team #Bruno. Kamran.
So we're Camilla and Abron.
Kamran.
I am sorry for the names. So Kamran and Camilla were like,
Kamala.
oh my god.
We'll do a count on the screen of how many times you got the names wrong.
So basically, those two characters, I'm trying to do the safe part here.
They share a moment.
And I was like, no, not him. I don't like him that much. Please don't. And then Bruno comes in. I was like, Bruno, do something now about it. And I was happy that Bruno just came in and interrupted.
He's a very interesting character. I enjoyed every minute that his character was on screen.
Yeah.
Especially when they go to the wedding.
Dance.
And the dance.
Oh my god,
and
that
because
was
he's very
fun.
invested in her family. He can
That's
speak their
true.
language.
That is true.
So
even with the parents, like he got her
Exactly.
Zuzu, was it called? Like
Zuzu, it's called. Moving on to Kamala Khan's family, I enjoyed every time they're on screen because again they're very funny.
They're very funny.
Especially her dad. Her family actually teaches her how to be the superhero that she needs to be. You see, because the support that she gets from her family. So her mother gives her her costume,
yeah.
and her dad gives her her name.
I think they overdid it with, the family thing. It's like you need support from your family, and family. It's like a Fast and the Furious thing. Family. Family.
Moving on to Kamran. Now, you didn't like Kamran.
I didn't
I liked a little bit his character.
I thought he was going to be the main villain at the end. He's going to be, but then like it totally calmed down very, very fast. Extra. I understand the route for him for the jinn, so that he was like the kind of bridge, even though they didn't need him.
I enjoyed his character a little bit. It was surprising for me that in the end he ended up getting powers. And finally, we'll talk about a little bit about the DoD. No, because we got introduced into the DoD back in Spider-Man Homecoming. They are there to control people who have superhuman abilities.
Yeah.
And the woman mentioned in the beginning of episode 6 that she hates it when the wrong kind of people get superpowers. Now that was actually an Easter egg to mutants. But what they bring to the table is that they have a close tie to the X-Men. They talk about the superhuman registration, and that is actually a plot in one of the X-Men comics. Lastly, let's talk about some of the Easter eggs and the post-credit scene. This was a massive Easter egg. This is a big one, and you know what it is.
X-Men.
Exactly. The last episode, in the last couple of scenes, Bruno is talking to Kamala. Although, yeah, the bangle gives you power, it's not the origin of your power. The power is coming from inside you. It's like a mutation.
And then the X-Men team comes in, just a
Tiny
bit.
bit. Now it's confirmed that there are mutants in the MCU.
Though, what the thing is, would they continue or would they collide with the story of the, of the standalone films X-Men?
How should I know?
I am asking.
Yeah, because I was on the phone with Kevin Feige last night. Hey, Kev.
No,
what are you going to do with the X-Men? Are they going to tie in 10? Is Hugh Jackman coming back? So yeah, one thing that I really want to talk about is that the way they changed Miss Marvel. Because in the comics, she's an Inhuman. They changed her into a mutant. I think that's why, because they wanted to find a way in order to introduce mutants into the MCU. We already discussed it a little bit, that the DoD is an enemy of the X-Men. There was another Easter egg regarding the mutants. In the beginning of episode 6, Bruno and Kamran. Bruno tells him that it's better if we get you upstate. Upstate, it's in Westchester. And you know what's in Westchester? Professor X, Xavier School. The Young Avengers, because it's not a coincidence as well. that we got another teenage superhero.
It does seem like they're going for the young Avengers.
Exactly. Let's talk a bit about the post-credit scene. I think everyone knew that Captain Marvel was going to appear in the post-credit scene, but how is that connection going to be made?
Did Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel like swapped?
They swapped places. I think they swapped places. Because let us not forget that the bangle is actually Kree technology. So she could have been messing around with some Kree technology. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see on how Miss Marvel is going to continue into the Marvels.
Yeah.
If the Marvels picks up from the very last scene of Miss Marvel, then Kamala's family are going to walk into her room and just find Captain Marvel. So that brings an end to this episode of Into the Cina-Verse, where we reviewed Miss Marvel. So please like, comment,
subscribe.